Here I go. In the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination yesterday, I feel like I have a message that I'm compelled to share, that I want to share, that quite frankly, I'm scared to share. I've battled back and forth with myself. Oh, should I do this? What would be the ramifications? And ultimately, after meditating and praying and sitting on this, I feel called to share this. And again, I hope this is shared with people and that it helps people heal and that it helps people move on from this tragic event in an extremely positive way. When something like this happens, we can really go one route or another. And I'm hoping in his name and the representation of what took place yesterday that we take the step that I'm going to suggest moving forward. There's two kinds of people today after this. If they know anything about this event or care at all, there's two kinds of people. Both of those people are hurt. Group one of those hurting people are the people who are really sad that this happened, that were possibly fans or followers or supporters of Charlie Kirk. Now, I know most people would want to know this. If you're going to do this video, Gavin, and I just restarted this channel just this week, which I don't find accidental, which is part of why I'm doing this. But I had this years ago, and then I started doing other stuff. And this week, I did my first video the other day. The video is about alignment. I'm going to be talking about that and what it looks like in this situation, the alignment with love, and how hate comes into this. But where I stand with Charlie Kirk, just to be open, I was a supporter. I really liked him. There were quite a few things I didn't agree with him on. In fact, there's times I'm watching videos of his that was like, man, this guy's smart. I don't even know what he's talking about right now. And that was probably scary to a lot of people because he was open. He let other people have a voice. He would have civil conversations. That was his whole thing. Like that's hard for a lot of people. It's like, wow, this guy makes a lot of sense. He disagrees with me, which feels unsafe. And now I want to hate him over that because I don't feel good about the way he's making me feel. I noticed some things that I disagreed with him on that I'm like, it made me think. It made me open my mind. It made me look at myself for what was within me that I was getting triggered. Okay. And so that first group is the people who are extremely sad and outraged and mad and angry that this happened. How can this happen? And I will say, which I know some people will not like to hear this, but I've been impressed. There's nobody out there burning buildings down. Nobody else is killing other people. Nobody else is looting or doing all these things. And I know those come from pain, right? And I'm not here to judge those things, but those don't help. Those killing Charlie Kirk, if you don't like him, it does not help your life. It does not make your problems go away. It does not heal within you that you dislike about him, right? So my heart goes out to everyone who is very sad and very angry and very hurt today. I'm one of those people. And I'd like to think whenever somebody loses their life and who's following their voice, following their guidance on any side or any opinion, if somebody loses their life over that, it'd be sad for anybody. This isn't just about, Charlie Kirk, just the situation. On the other hand, you have the people hurting today because they're clapping. They're excited. They're like, he had it coming. He deserved this. He shouldn't have said this stuff. Those people are hurting too. And I know on the outside, it looks like, oh, they're happy. And everybody on the conservative right side, you could say, which I hate the side things, but, is really mad at those people. Okay. But what I want to say to those people is, I'm sorry. I'm not responsible for what's happened to you, but I also am very sorry for what's happened to you that you would have that much hate in your heart, that an event like this of a fellow human being would drive you to be happy, to clap, to say he deserved this. And this is what this video is about. The video is about choosing love or choosing hate. Okay. And this will be a board for a lot of people to hear, regardless of what side you're on, because guess what? At some level, we're all responsible for a little bit of both. We got a little bit of hate, we got some love, and hopefully it's a lot more love, right? But here's the thing about love that I really want people to understand. Love never, ever judges. It's not in the realm of love. There is no judgment. Love allows, love accepts, love sees truth. Love is the giver of everything wonderful, right? And hate loves to focus on the illusions of this world, the lack of love. And hate is personified, is equated with, always is about judgment. And a lot of people with ego like to hide around, oh, I'm a person of love. And then they turn around the next instance. I don't care what you believe in or what you study, if you're Christian or Buddhist or whatever it is, a lot of people, and I have fallen into this too, the next second, like judge, like they are wrong. They shouldn't do that. Like they only believe this. That is a judgment. And that's where this all begins, is that people think I'm right and you're wrong. And then they think since I'm right, you should believe and think the way that I believe and think. And then it gets built up so much where that person usually is so hurting from what's happened to them in life that to overcome that, they have to somehow make up for that and believe that their rightness is worth hurting someone else, worth going out there and doing something that could impact other people's lives, possibly even assassinate them, possibly even clap for their assassination. And that, like, no, they're evil. Judgment. No, they're wrong. Judgment. No, like that political belief or whatever. He was against me. He's wrong. Judgment, 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 hate. It's together. Judgment and hate are together. And I know there's a lot of people, No. Hey, there's more to it. It's not that cut and dry. It is. It's that cut and dry. And love would never, there's no part of love that would do revenge, that would do something that's mean, dispirited, killing, hurt someone else. That's not in the realm of love. That is in the illusion world of judgments, of separation, of thinking that like our personal beliefs are the right ones and other people should be that way. That's what we all love about being American, right? Is that you have the freedom to go out there and express yourself however you want. Any sex, anything, right? And yet there's going to be some things like, well, hey, we kind of disagree with that to a certain degree. If it's hurting other people, there might be some laws on that. All that can be debated, right? But this country is about like you shouldn't be able to get shot because your opinion is different than somebody else's. And the irony of this situation that he was shot as soon as a question was asked and he was answering about guns. And also the irony that his whole platform was to allow other people to speak. He was, if you watch his videos, he openly was like, please share your side. I'm going to give you a platform. Let's talk this out as people, as fellow Americans, as fellow humans, and let's come to a consensus or to agree to disagree, but to understand one another and acceptance. He would put his mic down to let them talk so he wouldn't allow himself to interrupt them. The irony of that, and that person and that environment gets shot, is on a grander scale a representation of what's happening, in so many places of the world. There is so much hurting going on that within people that they think things like this are okay. They think war is okay. They think solving problems through aggression and this kind of like awful tactics is just part of life and like what should happen and acceptable. And what can happen, and this is where I want to get into the message, is that like it's very easy to slip into like that of like, okay, retribution, revenge. Oh, look now, you've awoken a sleeping giant. Now all these other, people are going to come out. I encourage the other people to come out with messages that Charlie would want about love, about acceptance, about coming together. Okay. That's what this is about. Do not go and take your rage and your anger and what's within you and turn that into hate that would hurt other people. All that does is perpetuate the situation. And what's happening in this world right now is we're projecting what's out there as if what's out there is causing what's within us, and then acting out and feeling justified by our actions. People feel justified that he was murdered yesterday. If you feel that way, there is within you serious amount of judgment and hate. And we all need to look at that together. I don't want to come at you from a perspective of like, you've got to figure that out. I want to come at you with a perspective of love. I love you, my friend. I love all of you. I know you're hurting. I know things have happened to you. But what I encourage you to do is to do that healing within. I encourage you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what's within me that would allow me to be happy that he got killed because I disagree with what he said? That's a problem. That's a problem for all of us. And I have some fear that there's going to be some people out there that don't even like this message. They sure as heck didn't like messages like Jesus. I mean, look what happens to people with these messages of love. I will fully admit, I know this has been my purpose to teach only love, for that is what we are. But I've been like, gosh, I don't know. I like my life. I don't want anything to happen to me or anybody else, right? And so what I was just saying about if you feel inspired, be inspired in a positive way. I'm inspired right now. I feel like I want to step into what I was called here to do, this topic, in a moment where people are hurt and need to hear this, that we are all love. There is no disconnection between any of us in reality. And I know in this perceptual time-space world, it looks like they're different colors, that's a different person, they think different than me, they're mad at me. I mean, I've always felt like I'm a very, open, loving person. We feel like we've been judged dramatically, even moved out of a state because of how we felt so judged, right? And so we get it, but it's not the answer to come at it from any way of towards someone else. Here's the answer. What is within you? How are you feeling? Do you love yourself? Do you feel good within? If something happened in your external world that you didn't like, can you still go within and say, all is well? I know who I am. And there's no person, no event that can take away my truth, that can take away who I really am, can take away my joy, my love, my abundance. Nothing out there has that power over you unless you let it. Do not let this event change your truth, change your perception of your truth to block the love within you. That's what this world, this egoic world tries to do, is to make it all about materialism and separation and other people and fighting for like, I'm right and you're wrong. That, my friend, you've forgotten. You've forgotten what we're all here for is to love one another. And that's what we get to do with each other, is the expression of love. You get to go out today and express who you are through loving events. And that which you say and that which you do is that which you believe you are. So look around. If you're mad and you want to go hurt somebody, like that means you have a lot of hate. And if you want to feel better and live the life that's possible for you and that was intended for you, and that is your true purpose, it is not going out there doing something about it. It is going within and healing that, aligning with your truth, aligning with love, aligning with what some people would call God, what some people call the universe, some people call energy and vibration and frequency. Not attached to any of those things, attached to coming back to the peace and truth of who you really are. And in events like this, in any event in your life, you can use it as an opportunity to express love, to show that you are loved, that show you believe in love. And so for the media, for normal people, for people who are influencers and who have a louder voice than most, use this as the opportunity in the name of love, in the name of what Charlie Kirk was trying to do, of open dialogue and understanding each other and sharing in a peaceful, loving manner. I know some people didn't feel like it was loving, but again, we have to look at what's within us. If we have a problem with someone else, I'll say this, if I have a problem with that shooter, I've got to look within. I'm sending that person, whether they're hired, whether they had hate, whether they did it on themselves, whether they helped other people, I'm sending all those people love because I know something within them is off. And the way that I can remember my love is to see the truth in them, not the hate that just reflects back to me, the self-judgment of what's within me. I want to see the love in them. I want to create miracles through possible tragic events that like all healing can take place. I send love to all of you. I am deeply saddened that this event happened. And I'm also a firm believer that from all things can come good, from all things can blossom love. And it is up to us to be the example of that, the remembrance of that, the expression of that. And as you do that, as you align with that, you will see the world around you completely change. The people around you completely change. The possibilities completely change. And that's what's being called forth from all of us is that remembrance. This is a time to forgive. This is a time to understand other people's hurt, understand where they're coming from, not to make them right, not to judge them or make them wrong, to come from love, to share that love, to be that love in any capacity you can. And we will all, as this collective oneness that is true, benefit. We are one. We are love. That's what we need to remember. Much love, my friend.